When Travis and I moved to Boston, we thought that it was going to be the beginning of our adult lives. But Travis was working 80-hour weeks and I was just barely making it through graduate school. And we began to get frustrated with our situation and the lack of control we felt over our lives. And then we found farming, and farming was the intersection of everything that was important to us. It was sustainability, it was environmental responsibility, it was social equality, it was health and community. And so we decided to become farmers.
My roots go down, down to the earth. My roots go down, down to the earth. My roots go down, down to the earth. My roots go down.
In Boston, we expected it to be hard, but we were working so much and all the time that it just became really soul-sucking.
I worked for a nonprofit that ran campaigns for other nonprofits. I'd come home exhausted, didn't get to see Neysa very much.
So Travis and I made this sort of command decision that the traditional ladder wasn't worth climbing for us, and if a normal job wasn't gonna give us enough money to buy good, healthy food, then we would grow our own.
So we packed all our stuff and cats in a car again, drove all the way down to Texas, and started working on a farm in here.
I came to Skip and Aaron's really on a whim just to check out their farm stand one Saturday. Travis ended up getting a job here, and then after a month or so, Skip was like, hey, I've had this idea for an incubator farm.
I felt like if they had this opportunity, they could really do well. And so I gave them an acre over there, and I said, have at it.
The average age of the farmer is, I think, 58, and it's an aging population. And, if you don't have farms, then you don't have food. So it's really important that people support young farmers.
I wanted to make it as easy for them as possible. I also wanted to make sure that I wasn't, standing over them and saying, no, this is how you do it. I wanted them to learn their own failures, because that's one of the great ways to succeed.
The point is that we want to have a farm of our own, and I think that's when we'll feel like this process is complete. Today we're harvesting our carrots that we planted last October. It's our first crop that we're harvesting off of our land, and we don't really know what's in these couple of beds, so we're hoping that it's a decent harvest at least.
Hey, it's a decent size. That's a small carrot.
Yeah, okay. So,
All right, we're done.
I have a pound of carrots already.
All right, $1.
Maybe half a pound.
Our plan is to sell to small food vendors, caterers, and restaurants, people who are gonna, directly use the food. Hey, look.
Having worms in your soil is this really sign of good health. Travis, look.
Very nice.
I know, that's pretty good.
Is that it? There's 3 little ones. This is the worst carrot harvest ever.
I'm amazed they got anything, because if you have weeds this thick, you get about that size.
The carrots are sort of bittersweet actually as our first harvest, because the harvest was so minuscule that it's a little daunting to think about that and project it out to the future. How are we going to make a living off of this? It's $18 worth of carrots. That's nothing. That barely paid for the seed. Our biggest connection right now with Austin restaurants is it's actually a catering company called Royal Fig. They focus on getting local and organic produce, food in general, whenever possible. He's a new business. He saw Travis and I starting as a new business, and he really wanted to link up so that we could sort of grow together. Today, we're going to bring our harvest of carrots over to Dan, and it'll be our first business transaction. 18 smackers, and we hope, it goes from there. Thank you.
Hey,
Hello.
how's it going?
Carrots.
That's all that survived?
So that, yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
Okay.
It's scary, I know.
We had hoped if all of the beds had survived and produced at the same time, it would have been like 300 pounds or something like that. And now we have.
It was a lesson learned,
And
though.
now we have
new
12,
carrots coming,
yeah.
and the germination's great.
So thanks a lot for
No, it's
for working
hopefully
with us.
we'll
You know.
keep going strong.
Yeah.
I have no idea if we will make it. I mean, I hope so. I think if we could muddle the way through the first year without divorce and or arson or something, burning something down, the greenhouse
Ritual
down.
suicide.
Yeah, barring ritual suicide, I think we should be able to make it.
I still shop for high heels and read the New Yorker and listen to Lauryn Hill. And I used to think that that was a contradiction because at the same time I was spreading compost and harvesting carrots and driving tractors. But I think that I've found this sort of city-country standoff to be unrealistic because farmers need city folk to buy food and people in the city need food to live. When I began farming, I felt like an imposter in both worlds. But now I think that maybe I wasn't trying to be somebody else at all. Maybe I was just discovering who I was all along.
Down.